Let me be brutally honest with you all. Our American values and financial system are under attack right now. You need to act fast and learn alternative ways to invest. That's why I trust Lear Capital for buying gold and silver. In today's volatile economic and political climate, precious metals can protect your wealth. Lear Capital has over 27 years of experience, thousands of five-star reviews, and more than 3 billion in trusted transactions. Here's what I recommend. Call Lear Capital today. 800-489-6450 or visit learrp.com to request their free gold and silver investor kit. You can take possession of your metals, store them, or even roll over an IRA or a 401k into a gold IRA with the same tax benefits. Plus, they're offering up to $15,000 in bonus gold for qualified purchases. Call today at 800-489-6450 or go to learrp.com for more information. Hey. How is everybody on this fine Wednesday, man? Happy hump day to each and every one of you guys, man. I am excited about this show here today. We got to talk about The View again. Sunny Hostin again. She looked bad. Let's just keep it real. She looked bad. I appreciate everybody joining the stream today. Make sure you hit that like button for me on the way in. I appreciate each and every person that just comes and hangs out with me on a day-to-day basis, man. I appreciate you guys, man. Shout out to Brian Thomas. What's up with you, brother? How you doing today? Thrifter, not Hoarder Sally. Sorry about that. How you doing today? Appreciate you joining the stream on this fine Wednesday. Happy hump day to each and every one of you guys. But let's get it popping.
Could you nominate someone with allegations of child trafficking across state lines and having sex with a 17-year-old? My understanding further on in the interview, they discussed the fact that once he finds out that she's 17, he stops having sex with her.
Sonny, you have a legal note.
I do have a legal note. Thank you, Whoopi. Matt Gaetz has long denied all allegations, calling the claims, quote, invented, and saying in a statement to ABC News that this false smear following a 3-year criminal investigation should be viewed with great skepticism. That DOJ investigation was closed with no charges being brought.
We'll be right back.
Did y'all guys see her face, man? Did y'all see her face? Poor Sunny. She looks like she's in physical pain. That's what she looked like. She looked like she was in physical pain, mortified, embarrassed, humiliated. But hey, welcome back to the channel. It's your man Wise. If you don't know, if this is your first time here, make sure you hit that like button on the way in. I appreciate you guys, man. And we've got another doozy from The View. We got to talk about it. They're the gift that keeps on giving, man. And this time, well, the ladies at The View, they just got a cold, hard dose of reality. And honestly, it's about daggone time. So let's get into the story. Trump's been rolling out cabinet picks. And let's just say it is driving those on the left absolutely insane. They're going crazy, man. It's one of their biggest triggers, man. His nomination of Matt Gaetz for Attorney General, it's a huge trigger for him because he's a fighter. He's someone who has stood up to the weaponized DOJ and a man who isn't afraid to call out the corruption, man. He's not afraid. So naturally, this nomination has sent the left into a full-blown meltdown. Now, The View, the bastion of tolerance and facts. It's hard to even say that with a straight face. The bastion of honesty, tolerance, and facts. Like, come on, man. That's hard to even say that with a straight face. But of course, they decided to jump on the bashing of everyone, each one of Trump's picks. I'm not sure why everyone's so shocked that Trump's doing exactly what he said he would do. He said that he would nominate people who can actually get stuff done, who can actually who actually have a chance to clear up some of the corruption that's been plaguing our government for entirely too long. And Whoopi Goldberg even joked that Trump's cabinet picks were chosen for their aesthetics to look good on TV. Come on now. Come on now. He chose people that look good. He chose people for their aesthetic value. Really? That's the level of discourse that we're dealing with here. These people get paid millions of dollars to tell their audience things like that. But things took an awkward turn when Whoopi had to throw it over to Sonny Hostin for a legal note. And you could feel the discomfort radiating through the screen. You could see the mortification radiating through the screen. You could see it. The look on her face. I'm sure if she could have stormed off, she would have. But Sonny, she had to begrudgingly read a statement clarifying that the DOJ investigation into Gaetz was closed with no charges filed. Again, the Gaetz case was closed with no charges filed. That's right. After a 3-year investigation, no charges, zero, none, zilch. But for whatever reason, these people are still talking about this like it was true. I don't understand it. But let that sink in for a second. But instead of owning up to their baseless smears, the panel quickly cut to commercial as if they were hoping that we'd all just forget what happened. Now, I'm not going to say we. I'm going to say their audience. They thought that their audience wouldn't remember what happened. And, let's not ignore the irony here. The View loves to talk about justice and believing victims, but when it comes to reading factual updates that debunk their narratives, they look like they've been forced to eat a lemon on live TV. Let's just keep it real. She did not want to do that. They've spent months insinuating that Gaetz is guilty of heinous crimes, despite zero evidence and a closed investigation. But they got a narrative and they've run with it. And the crazy thing is that they don't believe that their audience is smart enough to see through their foolishness. They don't believe it. To be honest with you, I don't think Democrats believe that the people that support them are very intelligent. They believe that the people that support their party are people that will go along to get along. They will not ask questions. They will not push back. That's their belief. And to be honest with you, if they really do believe that, it's probably true based on everything that we've seen over the past, 6 months or almost 6 months or so.
To get firsthand knowledge from the Department of Justice and FBI once they came out and acquitted Gaetz and actually dropped their investigation into him because they found that all those allegations, as you had just stated, were actually unfounded. I really would appreciate it if networks would cover the fact that this was also tied to a $25 million extortion scheme against Matt Gaetz and his father. And to furthermore, I find it interesting that these actual allegations come out at peculiar timing while he's being nominated to be the Attorney General. To be clear, I do think Matt Gaetz is going to be an incredible Attorney General. I think this baseless smear campaign, frankly, is abhorrent that it's happening to someone like Matt Gaetz, who's done so much to fight the government corruption. And there's a reason why President Trump won not just the popular vote, but also the electorate vote. Frankly, people trust President Trump's judgment more than any news outlet out there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The timing is quite peculiar, isn't it? But let's be honest here. This isn't about Gaetz. It's not. It's about the left's utter inability to accept that Trump is back and doing exactly what he said he would do. Draining the swamp, exposing the corruption, and putting America first. They can't stand it. They can't stand it. They're clinging to these tired smears and weaponized investigations because they don't have anything else. This is it. They're grasping for straws with this right now, folks. They're grasping for anything. Now, let's get one thing straight. If Gaetz were guilty of anything, don't you guys think, man, that the daggone DOJ, Biden's DOJ, they would have nailed that man to the cross? We would know all the details. We would know it all right now. You know it. I know it. They would have, man, they would have brought the hammer down on that guy if there were any evidence that this was true. but they couldn't because the case didn't hold water. It didn't. There was no evidence there. The media knows it. The View knows it. And yet they keep running with this same tired narrative because they think that we're too stupid to see through it. But really and truly, it's not about us. Again, the people here, the people on this platform, the people on this channel, the people on this side of things, we see through the foolishness. We see through the BS. But again, like I said earlier, they believe that the people that support their party and support their side, they do not believe that those folks are very intelligent. They believe that those folks will believe whatever they are told. And to be honest with you, they may be right. They may actually be right. Because again, the truth is really not in them. But they, for whatever reason, have 40 or 45% of the country believing that their narrative is the gospel. It's true. If it comes from them, it's got to be true. Meanwhile, Trump is out here playing chess. He's out here playing chess while the left can barely manage the checkerboard. It's the truth. His Truth Social post about Gaetz, it said everything that needed to be said. It said it all. I don't know if you guys are on Truth. I'm on Truth, but I'm not that active on Truth. But he said that this administration will end the partisan weaponization of our justice system, protect our borders, and restore faith in the rule of law. And honestly, that's exactly why they're scared. They don't want a DOJ that's fair and unbiased. They don't want that. They want a DOJ that acts as their attack dog, plain and simple. That's what they want.
The laptop.
Sir, I'm not here to talk about the laptop. I'm here to talk about the FBI cyber program.
You are the assistant director of FBI Cyber. I want to know where Hunter Biden's laptop is. Where is it?
Sir, I don't know that answer.
That is astonishing to me. Now, you're telling me right here is that as the assistant director of FBI Cyber, you don't know where this is after it was turned over to you 3 years ago.
Yes, sir, that's an accurate statement.
Let's tell you what, Mr. Chairman. I seek unanimous consent to enter into the record of this committee the contents of Hunter Biden's laptop, which I'm in possession of.
That's why they scared. You guys see it. That's why they're scared. That's why they're scared. That's why they're absolutely freaking out right now. What's really happening here is that Trump is keeping his promises. He said he'd drain the swamp, and he's attempting to do it. He's putting the pieces in place. He's putting the people in place to do it. He said he'd end the weaponization of government, and he's taking the first steps. And the left, they can't stand it. They can't handle it. They're used to Republicans who roll over and play nice. That is the truth. They are used to Republicans who roll over and play nice. They're not used to people who push back. Democrats have been bullying their policies and bullying their way, bullying their thought process, their ideology, their rhetoric for a long time in this country. You know it, I know it. The crazy thing is that folks have been talking about this for a long time. It's like, why won't the Republicans grow a daggone pair? And then this term called rhino came out, and this rhino term came out, Republican in name only. And then you start to kind of piece the puzzle together, and you start to say, wait, there might be in on it, on that side. They might be in on it. But Trump, he ain't playing their game. He is not playing their game. And to be honest with you, we might be due for a third party. I'm just saying, I don't know if it's, something that could be done right now. I mean, I know we got a couple additional parties, but I'm saying, those that are Republicans may be splitting from what would be considered the old Republican Party, and maybe we call it the MAGA Party going forward. The America First Party, the party that is solely about the country and its citizens. None of this other stuff. Now, I'm all for taking care of people and helping those that are in need, but not before we take care of our own citizens. I'm just not. But Trump out here, he refuses to play their game. And that's why you have some of the establishment guard on the Republican side. They've been pushing back, the McConnells of the world. But Trump is out here rewriting the rules. And that's why they're terrified. And to be honest with you, man, we are past due for term limits in the Senate and in the daggone House of Representatives. Those jobs were not meant to be careers. It was meant to be no different than the military, to where it's a service. You are here to serve. You lead by serving in those positions. You're here to serve the Americans, the citizens of this country. That's what that's what it was supposed to be. It wasn't meant for you to go in and, make a career out of this and be in this for 30, 40 years, die in office. That wasn't the case, man. It was not supposed to be that way.
Most articulate member of Congress. It's like, no, it's not even close. Gaetz is the most articulate member of Congress. It's like, no, it's not even close. Right. So they hate him for that because he's a danger. My explanation, of course, I've noticed that Republicans believe most of what they're told. Part of it is, I think there's an IQ gap, if I'm just being honest. Part of it is they believe in the system, and Democrats just don't believe in the system at all. They don't believe in any system that curtails their power, basically. But Republicans really believe in it, to their great credit. And so they're like, well, it's the DOJ. I mean, it's kind of corrupt on the margins. You know what I mean? There's some bad apples, but most of them are really great. Really? Why haven't the great ones resigned? Right. I don't think there's any evidence they're mostly great at all. I think they're really dangerous, heavily armed.
Tucker's spot on, man.
Gaetz is
Tucker's spot on. We got to rewind this and I got to let that cook again. Tucker's spot on with this take right here.
Gaetz is the most articulate member of Congress. It's like, no, it's not even close. Right. So they hate him for that because he's a danger. My explanation, of course, I've noticed that Republicans believe most of what they're told. Part of it is, I think there's an IQ gap, if I'm just being honest. Part of it is they believe in the system, and Democrats just don't believe in the system at all. They don't believe in any system that curtails their power, basically. But Republicans really believe in it, to their great credit. And so they're like, well, it's the DOJ. I mean, it's kind of corrupt on the margins. You know what I mean? There's some bad apples, but most of them are really great. Really? Why haven't the great ones resigned? Right. I don't think there's any evidence they're mostly great at all. I think they're really dangerous, heavily armed.
Wow. We got some guys in the chat, man. Shout out to you, James Martin, man. This is spot on right here, man. The Democrat Party morphed into the Marxist Communist Party. Thank God many folks have realized it. Absolutely. You're absolutely right, James Martin. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you dropping in a chat and a comment. And Cheesesteak 70, man, I love this too as well. Look, Trump is not the answer. I'm going to disagree with you there. He is definitely the answer, but I'm also going to agree with your next statement here in saying that he is the catalyst. I agree with that as well. Trump is the answer, and he is the answer because he is the catalyst. Now, I'm not saying that he is the end-all, be-all. I'm not saying, but this is the beginning of something different. This is the beginning of majority of Americans actually looking at this country in a different light. So I definitely agree. I agree and disagree with your statement, but I'm going to go ahead and finish reading this out for you. I've been saying we needed a third party for a very long time. Now it's time for the compromising adults to take over. I agree with that. I agree with everything that you said there, except for Trump not being the answer. I'm going to disagree with you there. He is the answer, and he is also the catalyst. But if you look at the Republican Party right now, the future looks bright. You look at the J.D. Vances, you look at the Byron Donalds of the world, you look at the Wesley Hunts of the world, you look at the Elise Stefanik's of the world. The Republican Party actually has a really strong bench. But in this clip right here, Tucker was absolutely spot on. That's why I wanted to play it back twice, man. And I appreciate you guys participating in the chat. Shout out Susanna65, man. I appreciate you joining the stream this afternoon. Appreciate you. Tucker, again, like I said, he was spot on. And the critique, it was, it's bold. The no-nonsense approach that Trump admires, I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Gaetz is known for his articulate defense of the conservative values. And the left knows that aligns well with Trump's vision for a robust attorney general. But it also aligns with Trump's vision for the direction of this country. They know that he's going to get stuff done. And when I say he, I'm talking about Gaetz. He's going to get stuff done. And Tucker probably knows that many of these accusations coming up against Gaetz are most likely wrong or fabricated, because that's the typical playbook of the Uniparty. That's the typical playbook of those from the left. It's not like they haven't done this before. Y'all guys remember Brett Kavanaugh? Do y'all remember that? They brought people out the woodworks on him. So yeah, if these senators, the same senators who confirm Merrick Garland, don't vote to confirm Gaetz, then I can see them facing the same, Liz Cheney style political retribution from the people. Simple as that. And to be honest with you, those that are not on our side, we need to remember, we need to remind them. And when it's time, when the midterms come around, hey, it's time to get these folks up out of here. Simple as that. Simple as that. From the people who voted for Trump, exactly the people voted for Trump to put these types of people in positions of power so things would actually change. We don't want more of the same. We actually want some change, positive change in this country. And finally, why are they freaking out so hard? Why are they freaking out so hard if they don't have anything to hide? Seriously. Why is it that so many folks in Congress, why do they fear Gaetz? Why do they fear this appointment? They're not coming after anybody as hard as they're coming after this guy. Why? That's the question that I would like the real journalists to ask. Why? Because in my opinion, they know that Gaetz probably would prosecute him. If something came across his desk, it wouldn't surprise me.
And Gaetz offered to take us on a tour.
So one of the committees where people have a lot of information is the Appropriations Committee, because they can view almost any vector of government funding. And so, this is Mr. Rutherford's office. He's on the Ethics Committee and the Appropriations Committee. 152 stock trades. Stocks go through the roof. And, actually bought Raytheon stock the day that Russia invaded Ukraine.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, imagine.
That's not something that should be happening. Let's rewind that real quick. Representative John Rutherford, who is a Republican, he purchases Raytheon stock the day the war starts. Come on, man. What's up, Quincy? How you doing, brother?
Raytheon stock the day that Russia invaded Ukraine.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, imagine if every American could make money off of war.
Yeah.
Absolutely. These people are making millions on insider information. They're making millions on insider information that none of us are privy to. The crazy thing is that insider information, it's actually against the law. But I guess it's only against the law if you are on the outside of Congress. You can't make this stuff up, man. It's crazy.
Setting aside the whole shame and ethics questions, how many more on our hit list here?
There are a few more. I wish there were fewer on the hit list. I wish we could only stop at one or two offices, but as it turns out, energy is a sector that sees a lot of congressional stock trading.
Sure.
And we have members who are on the Energy Subcommittee of Appropriations, like Michael Guest, chairman of the Ethics Committee, and he's traded somewhere between tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars in energy stocks. He's been buying online gaming stocks and just making a killing on them. So you would think that the people that were on the Ethics Committee would be your best allies in this fight, but indeed they're some of the most prolific traders. And not only trading, but in the case of Mr. Guest, trading in an area where he has access to energy information more so than almost any other American.
And no indication that he wants to maybe slow down, pump the brakes, recognize that there might be some appearance of impropriety here?
It seems as though the pace is only accelerating.
All right.
This is crazy, man. This is crazy. It's completely, I mean, come on, man. But there you go. This is why even some, excuse me, this is why folks on the right do not like this guy, because he's calling them out. Again, it's not about the R or the D in the front. It's not. It's about what's right. And they know that Gaetz means business. Come on, man. You literally got people. This isn't, again, this is the insider trading in Congress. That's a bipartisan issue. That's not a Democrat or a Republican issue. That is a bipartisan issue. How is it that people get in office, they got no money, but once they've been in there for a couple of years, they're all of a sudden multimillionaires? None of us have access to this type of information. It should be against the law for anybody in Congress to be making trades on their own, because they have access to information that the public does not have access to. That's crazy, man. But again, they won't pass a law against themselves. But anyway, The View, the left, and even some of the spineless folks on the right, they can freak out all they want, man. They can, but they can't stop what's coming. And to bring it all back, you know, The View's legal note was a moment of poetic justice. For months, they've spewed baseless accusations, acting like judge, jury, and executioner on their show on a day-to-day basis. For the life of me, I can't believe that show is still on TV. It almost makes me think that they are, you know, DNC sponsored TV. That's what it seems like. But when the facts came out and they were forced to eat crow on live TV, they didn't like it. But you know what? That was a glorious sight to see. The look on Sonny Halston's face. Somebody should screenshot that daggone look and throw it on a t-shirt. Somebody should screenshot that and throw it on a t-shirt. And if you're really good, send her one. Send one of those t-shirts over to her, man. It's about time that these daggone media elites were held accountable for their lies and their smears. Seriously. They need to, because they can just say any old thing. And the thing is that they are, not down the middle. They sway and push one way. They are the attack dogs, the protectors of those on the left. Simple as that. I mean, again, for the life of me, I can't understand why these folks are still on TV, how these people are still on TV. It makes absolutely no sense to me. But let me know what you guys think, man. I appreciate you guys rocking with me. I'm going to get up out of here, but I appreciate you guys rocking with me today. We got 435 people in the stream today, man. Shout out to you guys, man. I appreciate you guys pulling up. If you have not hit the like button, man, please make sure you do so. That's the way that this stream gets out to other folks. That's the way the videos get out to other folks. You know, we're fighting an uphill battle here, man. I appreciate everybody that joined the stream this afternoon. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day to you guys, man. Keep God first in your life. Stay prayed up. It is crazy out here in these streets. On another note, Laken Riley, God rest her soul, her killer was convicted today. Justice was served. It will not bring her back. It will not, right the wrong. But at least justice was served today. I appreciate you guys, man. I'm going to catch up with y'all next time. Peace.